World services, self-denial. There are two parts to this term, the funding aspect and the individual sacrifice made on behalf of international missions. The Salvation Army's world missions are funded by what we call world services, self-denial. We are united as one army with one message and one mission. We partner with 127 countries in which the Salvation Army ministers to preach the gospel and meet human needs without discrimination. Self-denial involves sacrifice. It's giving above and beyond the normal tithes and offerings that support our local congregations.
But the king replied to Araunah, "No, I insist on paying you for it. I will not sacrifice to the Lord my God burnt offerings that cost me nothing." So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen and paid 50 shekels of silver for them. 2 Samuel 24:24.
The Salvation Army's self-denial concept began with Major John Carlton. During a meeting in 1886, supporters of the Army were asked to match their normal donation to the Salvation Army for work being done in the United Kingdom and abroad. With no money to give, Major Carlton pledged to go without pudding each day for a year in order to raise 50 shillings for the cause. General William Booth was so moved and inspired by Major Carlton's pledge that a self-denial fund was launched. Salvationists were challenged to make personal sacrifices in order to help support the international work of the Salvation Army, or in today's words, the Salvation Army's World Missions Fund.
I've had a consciousness of missions since a very early age. I remember in Sunday school being challenged in the self-denial to fill that dime card and that quarter card.
The exciting truth for each of us is that self-denial transforms.
When I was a teenager, we had a missionary come back, and she spoke about her time on the mission field, and it really struck me very deeply. And as I learned more about the mission field, I realized there was more to that little bank than just going around and trying to fill it up and bring it back. I don't ever feel that I was called to the mission field. We're not all called to the mission field, but we're all called to support those that are called on the mission field. We're called to support them with our encouragement and our prayers and our finance.
The consciousness of world mission ought to be a part of who we are as Salvationists. This is not something for a few special people. Maybe only a few wind up serving overseas, but all of us ought to be thinking all the time about what God's mission is for this whole world, not just my little corps.
As we grow in maturity, our understanding of self-denial and God's mission for the world is also transformed. As we participate in the mission of God through self-denial, the Holy Spirit does His wondrous work of transformation within us. Uniting with our fellow Salvationists means transformed lives, communities, and corps throughout the world. There are many faces to world services, self-denial. Will you be one of them?